And we're back. I was informed I did forget to do something. So listen, Vampire is a horror game. It involves violence, blood, power inequities. People do bad things in these games sometimes. And if any of those happen to trigger you or bother you in such a way, just walk away. Turn our stream off and go do something else, or head over to someone else's stream, or join us on a different night when we play like Castles and Crusades, and it's not so vampire-y and horror. Yeah.
No, that's just a bunch of idiots trying to outrun a demon.
Just be sure to subscribe before you leave.
Yeah, click that follow button so you can find your way back. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that acceptable, Madam Storyteller?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were the one. We forgot one.
You were
the
one that brought it up. I know. We don't. We try to.
Well, yeah, we forgot one night. So.
We tried to put this at the beginning.
We forgot for the session.
Yeah, the first session. I think
the second
one at the bar.
Oh yeah. Well, that one was not. That one was more sexy than violent.
Yeah. But those are
trigger
other
warning. Jer might get sexy.
Yeah, fair
be
enough.
Uncomfortable with.
And or violent.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take it away. Take it away.
All right. So, when we last left off, you had visited SVT and gotten a little bit of information from there. You found out that Honor is scheduled to leave the city via SVT in a couple of days. You also found out that Matt knows what you are and takes payment in the form of a vial of blood. You also found out that he has some sort of connection to Rothel, the vampire who has been in this city for a very long time. He's one of the oldest vampires here. And you basically decided you didn't want to mess with that, so you left. And you went to go visit the Heartland Church. That was another sort of like information that you were given. And when you arrived there, you found out that the ministry was present. There were signs of the serpents on the walls, and you decided to sort of wait in ambush to see if Honor came back with whoever she was with. And it turns out that the ministry kindred that she had been either talking to or visiting or something like that had came back without her or before her or something. You're not really sure. And she used one of her abilities on you guys that did not go well.
One of her abilities.
Yeah.
She like presence bombed us.
She did, yes.
Big time.
She made sure that you guys, didn't attack her and kind of sent you on your way.
To be fair, two of us were not seen when that happened, but we were still cowed.
That's very true. But nonetheless, she did let you know that there's at least a little bit of power on her side at the moment. And by the time you all got back to the pub, it was almost daytime, so you had to kind of break up for the night or for the day and go from there. So we're gonna pick up. It'll be sunset the night or the night following. You wake up. Ragnar and Ronnie had gone off together. At least that's what I have.
Yeah, we're at the
it was-
sanctuary. The raccoon sanctuary.
Yep, the raccoon sanctuary. All the trash pandas.
Yeah.
And Anya had gone home after having a very rough night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
it was
Killian had
the
gone
dice
back to-
disliked me.
Yes, they were not your biggest fan last week.
Just for the
No.
record, I had a rough night too. I had to make a remorse check after
That's
session.
true. You did.
My stains had caught up with me, and I passed that. So my humanity did not drop. Thank goodness.
Yep. Past
Pretty
those
sure
flying
the only
colors.
one rolling dice was the storyteller.
Yeah. We were having a rough time.
But yeah, so sun has set and you all awaken. So Killian, at some point you have some things that you need to deal with at the pub. And your sanctuary or your haven is not at the pub, right? It's somewhere else.
It's nearby. It's like
It's
I
nearby,
have.
but it's not there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not there.
But you have some things that you need to check on there. So I'm gonna have you roll your rouse check for the night.
Oh, goody.
You got this.
Do I though?
What are you at?
It would help if I was in roll 20. Actually, I think my hunger's at 0 right now because I actually killed someone, like I drained someone dry, and I don't.
Yeah.
But I may have failed some hunger checks. Let me check here. Hold on. We're getting there. We're also on new character sheets this week, so
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
that's kind of nice.
Well, technically we're on old character sheets, but
Yeah. Okay, so I have 1 hunger right now. I still have only 1 hunger.
okay. Nice. So you kept it up. All right. So you arrive at the pub and Eduardo is there, sort of, keeping an eye on things.
Right.
And he finds you, after you've been there for a little bit, and he says, hey, boss, the little bird that you were looking for has arrived. It's in the cooler. You told me not to go downstairs.
Did anyone see you bring them in?
No, they came in through the back.
Are the associates that brought them here still here? Or did
No.
did Eduardo track her down?
Nope. He kind of points over to a table and he says, these are people that you've worked with, but in the past,
Yeah.
like muscle that you've worked with in the past. He said, no, they're here. They're just having a round.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe they could help us move her downstairs. And let's do that.
Okay.
And I'll finish up whatever
Sure.
I'm working on. Maybe I'm doing because I do the books for the bar. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I finish off whatever I'm doing, and I'll head downstairs and sort of instruct them to bring her down into the basement, but not into the room where my friend is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they bring her down, and you've got a couple of storage rooms down there.
Yeah.
They pull her into one of the side rooms, and you're just in there waiting. She looks terrified.
We make sure she has a chair to sit on.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Is she zip tied her hands or anything? Or is she?
Yeah, they've got her in. If you've ever seen those real big, thick plastic zip ties,
Yeah.
they've got her in that because they don't know what she is. They just know that she's somebody you were looking for.
Oh yeah. And they don't know what I am.
Yeah.
Eduardo's not even 100% sure of what I am. Okay. Well, once she's sitting down and I feel like she looks uncomfortable, I'll let them leave.
Okay. Yeah, you can see like she is like rapidly taking stock of what is in this room, trying to figure out if there's any way other than that door that's out.
Yeah.
And there is not.
Yeah, there's maybe like a window that's like got like bars on it, and the glass is filthy. No one can see in, and
Right.
I'll say to the boys, they can help themselves to a drink before heading out, and I really appreciate their time, and make sure to speak to Eduardo. He'll make sure that you're properly compensated.
They nod to you and, kind of head out of the room and close the door behind them.
Yep. And then I'll just look at her.
Yeah.
Like once the door closes,
she like kind of like shrinks back against the chair, like.
Do you remember me?
Of course I do.
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
Okay. Like she is very nervous. Like you can tell she's like.
We still
have. If she could, she would be sweating.
We still have not found your friend. That's disappointing.
I haven't heard from her.
No. I understand that you probably have not heard from her. You would tell me if you've heard from her.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. If I take those horrible things off your wrists, are you going to be a problem to me? We can keep this civil.
Yeah. Like she's kind of like looking around, probably wondering if like Ragnar's there.
Yeah, do I believe her?
Oh boy. Let's go. What?
Insight?
Yeah, I would say like insight. Insight
wits?
Intelligence, probably.
Insight intelligence? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I only got one success.
One success. She's very nervous. That's all you can really tell.
So, if I'm understanding things right, you're not a full-blown one of us. You're what they call
she kind of
a thin blood.
I guess. I don't react to sun the same way you do.
My sire told me all about the thin bloods and how your coming signaled the end of days, so to speak.
Just looks nervous, like doesn't know how to take that.
Are you going to cause the end of the world, Ren?
I hope not. I'm just trying to get through night by night.
And I want to help you with that.
You can see she kind of like doesn't necessarily believe you.
I know. I told you we got off on the wrong foot. But I think you can do some things that I can't.
What do you mean?
Well, if the stories I've heard are true, you and your thin blood friends are able to work a sort of blood mixing or something like that. Some sort of alchemy.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not very strong at it, but I can a little bit.
Well, I would like access to that.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe you could mix up some of those concoctions for me.
Sure.
Sure. See, we're getting along great.
She looks nervous, but she's like...
I do have some concerns about your loyalty, though, Ren. And in my line of work and in the group of people that I hang around with, loyalty is really important.
I won't tell anybody.
Oh, no, of course not. I do know that there's actually, even though I don't work the magics and things that you can work, my blood can work a sort of magic that will ensure your loyalty.
I don't put out or any of that.
That's okay. That sort of thing doesn't really interest me anymore. Quite honestly, it's a lot of work to make things like that happen nowadays. I can give you a safe haven to rest your weary head. I could even give you a job so that you can make a little bit of money and not have to be running all over the streets of this fine city, which, by the way, are not safe. If you would just agree to work your little alchemy for me and, have a sip of my vitae now and then to ensure your loyalty.
What if the prince finds out?
What if the prince finds out what? That you're helping me? I'm going places in this city, Ren. You would be smart to latch on to me while you still can.
You can see she's like really struggling with this. Make a charisma persuasion.
Okay. Can I use my specialty in coercion?
Sure. In this case, yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay, and intimidation, manipulation?
No, charisma persuasion.
Charisma persuasion.
Unless you're trying to be intimidating.
No, not yet.
Then you can use.
No, I feel like I'm trying to be. Oh, well, then I don't have a. Never mind. I don't have the specialties in intimidation. So persuasion, charisma.
Yep.
Okay. Three successes.
Okay. She kind of, you can see she's like going over this in her mind, and she's like, and you'll say that I was helpful.
Oh, yeah. Very helpful.
She kind of like absentmindedly scratches at her shoulder, and like you remember seeing that's where that brand was.
I don't remember seeing a brand. It was pretty dark down there.
Ragnar for sure saw it, but I thought all of you did at some point when you turned the
light
on. Can I
make a check to notice it now?
Sure. Give me like awareness. Wits, I guess. Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Okay, yeah. So you see that she's kind of just like absentmindedly picking at her shoulder, and there is a brand there.
What is that?
She stops and she's, I got on the wrong side of the prince once.
And he burnt you?
Does that to everyone he doesn't immediately sent to final death.
Oh, what'd you do?
I messed up a job. And you can see she's kind of like upset about talking about this.
An important job?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I promise if you mess up any of my jobs, I won't brand you. So,
okay.
We become friends. We can set you up a little haven, maybe in this very room.
Kind of looks around. I've been in worse.
There's lots of people that come and go upstairs from the bar. You're welcome to feed on them, just not in my bar, please. Take it to the alley, down the street. Follow them home. As long as you don't mind them tasting a little alcohol-y, drunk, you know. You and I will get to know each other a little better. We'll talk about those lovely alchemy powers you have, and we'll see if we can't become just better friends.
Right. And she agrees.
Okay. Then to seal the deal, I just need you to have a little drink.
Okay.
My character would be so upset about you blood bonding. So jealous.
Now, if I remember correctly, they have to make a check when this happens, right?
Well, they don't make the check until the third drink.
Until the third one. Okay.
So this is
I know
just
there's a check involved at some point.
This is the first step, and then I mean, she will like the effects of it will be relevant. I'm pretty sure almost immediately. And then with each drink, it gets stronger, and then the third one is when the blood bond takes full hold. So, yeah. So until once the third drink comes, that's when checks come involved. That if she were to try to do something that I told her not to do, or in some way harm me, then she would have to make a resolve intelligence check versus the strength of the bond.
Okay.
And so she would have a bond 1 strength after the first drink. But with continued feeding, we can get that as high as 6.
Okay. Okay, so we will say that you start that process then.
Yeah, I have a knife, so I'll just cut part of me open and offer it up.
Yep. So she takes part in that.
Okay.
And so she's only a level 1. So we'll have to figure out exactly what that means.
Yeah, so she could break the
later.
She's still not fully under my control, but she would have to make resolve intelligence checks against strength 1 at this point.
Right. But I mean her alchemy.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Level 1.
I'm not worried about that. There'll be time.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly. I think I do though. When I feed her, I do need to make another rouse check for that. Because.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if it said in here.
Yeah, I do need to make a resolve. Not resolve, a arouse check. So I'll do that.
Okay.
Can't imagine why giving away some of your blood would make you hungry.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
It does make me more hungry, but that's okay.
It does.
You want some orange juice?
I'll just. I think she's bald, right?
Yes.
I just pat her on her bald little head while she does the deed.
Creepy. Love it. All right. So Ragnar and Ronnie, I'm gonna go to you guys here real quick. You wake up. I'm assuming Ronnie was couch surfing. Ronnie, you wake up to, a raccoon sitting on you.
Ah.
They're friendly. Ish.
Hold on. The things that you eat are friendly?
Yeah, I've named them all.
Because that's
blood bag
not
1,
weird.
blood bag 2, blood bag 3. And Larry.
Very grim. Larry is always safe.
Yeah.
Snack to go.
Yeah.
Larry's my breeder.
Jeez.
Okay, that got dark.
Search it and then I shove it off.
Kind of like hisses at you and runs away.
Cute.
Thought you might want breakfast in bed.
Yeah, don't do that. Thanks, though.
No problem.
We gave the sexy
both of
morning
you roll
before it
your-
started, right?
I'm going to have both of you roll your rouse checks.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'm roused.
Okay, yep, you're a little bit hungry. Ronnie, you're okay?
I'm good. Not tempted by the raccoon.
Nope.
Tempted by anything
Not at all.
else?
No. Don't think so.
Okay, so Ragnar, you know that it's been a little while since you were at the club last, so you figure you probably should make an appearance there at some point.
Yeah, if I'm trying to get in, I should probably spend some time with them. Show my
Probably.
face once in a while.
And Ronnie, is there any particular place that you were gonna go?
I want to try and see if I can track down those FBI people and follow them.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So as you guys go outside, Ragnar, you're starting to load up your bike and stuff like that to take the trip over to the club. When you guys both notice a sedan with tinted windows go by, and it's going very slow, which you live in a residential neighborhood, which is not that unusual. And it's getting to be that time of year where kids are out running around real late at night. So it's not that unusual. It's just something a little off-putting about it. But as you are getting ready to actually leave your driveway, it goes by again, even slower this time. And you can't see in the window because it's tinted. All you can see is there's a figure in there. But it goes by real slow and pulls around the block.
I'm going to call my journalist friend to try and track down the FBI people and immediately get cover to where I can't be seen from the street.
Okay. So Ronnie dives into a bush. Or tucks around into an alley or something. You find somewhere that you can go where you're not right on the street. Jenny from the block, yeah. But so you get on the phone and start calling, and Ragnar, you're gonna head over to the club?
I'm going to get on the bike and go down by the road and wait to see if the sedan comes by again.
Okay. So you go down to the end of your driveway, and you're kind of waiting and you're waiting, and you don't see it come back down your street, but you do see it down at the end of your block go by and look like it's headed into town.
I'm going to give it a little follow before I go over to the club.
Okay. Can I have you give me see, it's going to be drive and say drive composure as you try to follow it.
Difficulty 2 is what came up.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
One success.
So you're following it for a little bit, but it already kind of had a head start on you from where you were, and you kind of weave in and out of traffic a little bit, but by the time you like get to where you think it was, it's gone.
All right. I'll keep a note of the make and model and be aware if I see it again, but I'll head over to the club.
Okay. Yep. So, Ronnie, you're making a call. Who are you calling? Other than Ghostbusters?
I'm calling my contact, who is a journalist.
Glenn, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out if he knows where I can find these, like why these FBI people are in town and where I can find them.
Okay. So yeah, the phone rings a couple of times before kind of a older male voice picks up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hey, Glenn, it's Penny. I heard some chatter about how there's like some FBI folks in town. I know there were a couple of those murders that like no one really followed up on because they were unhoused people. I'm wondering if you know if that's why they're here or if there's something else going on.
I mean, if there's FBI agents here, I don't know anything about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, usually you know everything.
Where did you say they were looking? I can check.
They talked to one of the ladies that runs one of the shelters that on that case I've been following up on.
You can hear him like
What's her
you hear
name?
him just like abusing a keyboard in the background for a second.
Peggy something.
You can hear him like abusing this keyboard in the background, and then a couple of seconds later he's like, okay, well, that's a little farther out than I usually go, but I can take a look. I hadn't heard about them being in town, but it's possible that they're looking into those disappearances. There were a few of them.
Well, maybe if it's not something you know about, maybe they're looking into something else that they don't want anybody to know about.
Possible. It is the FBI after all.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know if I find out anything. Get you a good story.
All right, sounds good.
See you later.
All right.
Not helpful, Glenn. Click. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna. She said they were headed more downtown, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just look around for people who got badges but don't got uniforms. And see if they're like wearing street clothes, like they always not the kind that they show on TV, but the kind that are like, they got their clothes at JCPenney. And because they can't afford like they're not walking around in Armani or anything. This isn't like Miss Congeniality. Yeah. They're they're wearing cheap department store clothes and trying to act important.
Okay. See who. Yeah. So you're out sort of making your rounds, looking around, just doing a little bit of checking around and stuff when this sort of ugly brown 4-door sedan pulls up and two people get out of it and start heading kind of in your direction.
Are they looking at me?
Yes.
I'm going to walk into like an alley or doorway or something, anything that's like open that I can see.
Okay. So yeah, you find like there's a small alley between two like housing buildings that you can kind of duck into.
I'm gonna try to go up instead of going through. And I'm going to I have Soaring Leap, and I also have Silence of Death, so I'll use both of those if I can.
Okay.
To quietly leap out of sight and then just stealth behind whatever I can, stay in the shadows.
Okay. And do either of those require a rouse check?
Nope.
Nope.
They're
Okay.
both free.
So yeah, you're able to normally like fire escape ladders are sort of like up if you're like down on the street level, but you're able to jump up easily enough up to the first level and you can kind of, run up the fire escape a little bit if you want to.
Right.
They like a couple of minutes later they do both come down the alleyway and you can see that they're kind of looking around. They've got flashlights and they're, checking behind the garbage cans and things like that. And you hear it's a man and a woman, and you hear the woman say, "Well, where'd she go?" And you hear the man go, "I don't know. She came down here. Just keep looking. We got to find her."
I want to try to follow them somehow.
Okay. You could go up to the roof and follow them, like as they're moving down the alley.
Yeah. I think I'll do that, and then when I come back down to the street, I want to use the Mask of 1,000 Faces so that I look like somebody else. Just a forgettable face. I have to make a rouse check for that one, but
Okay.
just to make sure they don't see me as me.
Okay. Go ahead and make your rouse check then.
Nope. But
okay. So
still
you get a
works,
little bit
but I'm
hungrier. It still works.
still hungrier.
You're still a bit hungrier. You follow them and like they are very thorough checking this alleyway. Like they are looking behind the garbage cans, like they even check in a couple of them. There's some of those like industrial sized dumpsters back there. They make sure to check those too just in case.
Are they talking
Like
anymore, or are they just silently searching?
they're quiet for the most part, but eventually they get down to the end of the alley and you can see they both kind of look out and look around, making sure that, like there's nobody around or anything like that. And you hear the woman say, "Well, hell, Rick, she's got to be gone by now. It's fine. We'll catch her again. Don't worry." And the man, he kind of looks at her and says, "She's got information about Honor. We need to find her." And then they kind of start walking down the street.
Okay. Can I follow them as just kind of like a beggar guy, just like kind of come out from near that corner, but not look like I come out of that alley and be like, "Hey, you got a dollar? Just a dollar? You got a dollar? I just need a sandwich."
They both kind of look at you, and the guy just keeps walking, but the woman stops for a second and hands you a dollar, and she says, "Go on,"
Hey,
and
thanks.
keeps walking.
Hey, thanks. You're real nice. Real nice.
And so you can see the man has like shortcut brown hair, with like really piercing blue eyes and really kind of off-putting pencil mustache.
Great.
He's just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans with like a jacket over it. And she's got longer dark brown hair with brown eyes, and is wearing more of a like suit.
Okay. I'm just gonna like walk. Are they walking back to their car?
Yeah, they look like they're starting to like circle around. Now that they can't see you, they look like they're starting to circle back to their car.
I'm gonna walk ahead of them a little bit and then just sit down on the sidewalk like I'm gonna be asking more people for money. Because
Okay.
I mean, they would know $1's not enough for a sandwich, but
Yeah.
every time someone walks by, I'll just be like, $1.
Yeah. A couple of people like drop like change for you and stuff. But this street's not like overly busy, but it's busy enough that you could have like theoretically disappeared into it. So they seem to be circling back to their car.
Is this the same car that was in that neighborhood?
No, this one is like brown and you can see through the windows.
I'm gonna make a note of their license plate number.
Okay.
And his name is Rick. Did he
Yep.
say her name at all or no?
He did not.
Yeah, and I don't know what else I could do to stop them necessarily, but maybe I'll go around the corner and turn back into myself, and if they see me, maybe I try to keep my distance but stay out in the open.
Okay. Are you trying to be like sneaky about it or anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna have you roll me a stealth dexterity, I guess, for that.
All right. Two
Okay.
successes.
So yeah, you think that you're pretty out of sight when they both get into the car again and take off.
Okay.
They seem to be headed towards like the lake, which is downtown technically.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start heading that way too. See if I can find them again, but watch them from an angle where they don't have any idea that I'm there.
Okay.
Preferably.
All right. Sounds good. Ragnar, so you after losing the car in traffic, you cross town to where the shop is. And, you know, you can see there's a row of motorcycles out front and the garage doors open and you can hear there's music, like just loud obnoxious music just blasting out the door.
I found my people.
Yep. But you walk in and you know there's a couple of faces that you recognize, and you see Chop is there, busy working on his motorcycle. He's got it up on a lift.
I'll head over, see if I can
Yes,
give my hand.
it's 1,000% Nickelback.
No.
Don't trash
Look at
Nickelback.
this photograph.
I like Nickelback, okay?
It's Theory of a Nickel Creed
Fine.
is what it is.
Theory
Yes,
of a
there you
Nickel
go.
Creed.
You walk in just as, you know, arms wide open, starts blaring out the door.
I'm here.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, Chop is there. He's working on his motorcycle at the moment. Looks to be like changing out the plugs. He sees you. He's like, "Hey man, what's up? Haven't seen you in a couple days."
Yeah, I figure I should probably show my face, see what needs to be done.
Probably a good thing. Not
anything
a
for
whole
me?
lot going on tonight. But yeah, there was a couple of people here asking about you.
Who's asking about me? Nobody knows I'm here.
Well, somebody knows you're here.
Uh-oh. What'd they look like? Like, officially asking about me? Or like...
They were asking without asking.
Somebody you recognize or somebody from out of town?
Somebody from out of town.
Yeah, I figure somebody in town wouldn't just come up to the shop.
Yeah, usually the locals aren't that stupid.
Well, I mean, usually.
No, these just looked like a couple of guys. Yeah.
Like a
They were
couple of suits?
asking. No, just plain dressed, but they they talk a little bit like you do.
Oh, what's that about?
Yeah, a little bit like that. And he kind of laughs. I thought you said nobody knew that you were here. Like who could possibly be down here looking for you?
I didn't think anybody knew I was here. That raises some concerns. I had a car cruise by the house a couple times this morning. Not one that I recognized. And they.
Is it black with tinted windows?
Yep.
It's been by here too.
It wasn't the car that they showed up in when they were asking about me without asking about me, was it?
No, they just walked up.
Mm.
But a couple of the boys noticed that there was a car that came by a couple of times, driving real slow.
Real slow, yeah. Same with the house.
This is Milwaukee. Drive-bys happen here. We got to be watching for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was out of place in the neighborhood, and they appeared to head out towards downtown. I tried to catch up with them and see where they're going, and I lost them. It's been a while since I've been out for a ride, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they just asked if we knew where you were, and when we said we didn't know, they took off.
They didn't leave a calling card or nothing?
Nope. That was what was weird about it.
Yeah. If they're looking for me and they don't know where I'm at, they'd probably leave a number to get them. So maybe they already know where I'm at. I'll have to
I'll have the guys keep an eye out.
Appreciate that. I might find a place to lay low for a couple nights somewhere else.
All right, well, you know who to call.
You always got my back. I appreciate it, Chop.
Yeah, man. Now help me with these plugs.
You got it.
You got to throw a gang sign.
I don't think I know any, actually. Like, and I wouldn't want to do a wrong one. So, not happening. But.
It's not that kind of gang, sir.
No. All right. So, Anya, you're like, you had a rough night and then you slept and now you're awake. And I need you to make your rouse check to see where you're at.
All right. I'm sure this will go great. First roll of the night. I have no concerns whatsoever. I'm talking to my sheet. That's right. Be nice.
Hey, look at that.
Spectacular.
All right. Maybe your dice like you tonight. All right.
Sweet.
So you wake up like you're still in rough shape from the night before, but like at least you're not more hungry. But like, what is your plan for the beginning part of the evening?
I would definitely want to kind of like hook up with. I have down that I have my my mala. So I think maybe I kind of want to like hook up with them and go to like hook up with them, as Jer said. But I think I wanted to like I want to feed, but I think I kind of want to do it like in a not a big drain way, but kind of like bump into them and like make out and feed.
Okay. Yeah, like it's easy enough with like social media and things like that to figure out where people are for the most part. Like, and you're able to kind of meet up with them. They're at like a little coffee shop, not that far from campus. So
cool.
You see you come in. They're like, "Oh, hey,
hi. Oh my
you
goodness.
okay?"
It has been a rough few days. I've been hanging out with some troglodytes. It's I love that troglodyte is
Were
what
you
upset-
like working on a project or something?
Yeah, it's long story. It's some freelance work and it is not seemingly worth it. But yeah, it is what it is. So I've got a few days off before I have to get back to it. But yeah, I haven't seen everyone for a while. So did you guys read that article? And like she'll talk about
Yeah,
some new something or other peer reviewed, blah blah blah. And
Yeah,
just like
for sure.
get into hot debates over it, and no one will notice that she's not drinking any coffee at the coffee shop.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that you're able to like eventually get one of them like alone so you could feed if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. Just be like, yeah, we'll catch up with you. Can I just have a little chat with, I was gonna say Chad, but I feel like maybe Chad isn't necessarily part of this weird little but yeah.
Your buddy Kegstand Kyle.
Yeah. He's super into like medieval archaeology. But yeah. So I'd like to kind of feed because I still have 3.
You don't know how
hunger.
weirdly accurate that is though. Anyways, so yeah, you guys get talking and I would say that you're able to like how far do you want to reduce your hunger?
By 1, because this is my
By 1.
mala.
Okay.
So I don't want to like I don't want to lose it. I don't want to abuse it, kind of thing.
Right.
So I want to reduce it by 1, and then I would like cloud their memory as they are a human. I'd use my power to do that.
Right.
And kind of like finish the make-out sesh and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I left a hickey again.
You're like, oh, that's okay.
All right. Do I need
Just
to roll
kinda
anything
like-
for that?
It's never okay.
You're gonna need to roll look here. I think because you're at hunger 4, aren't you?
3, because I did eat
Oh yeah, that's
something.
right. You did have one of the raccoons.
Yeah. I remember I ate something. I kept hearing that I wasn't supposed to eat a raccoon, but then I think did
You had Panda Express,
yeah.
Trash Panda Express.
Yeah. I was very hungry and I didn't want to. I was just very creeped out by the chickie who did not see me but still like commanded us. Yes, that's right, because my humanity is high enough I can still eat. So I wanted a different taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you don't have to roll a frenzy check because you're not at 4. So I believe that you just would reduce your hunger then.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm at hunger 2, which is not great, but is manageable.
You can all
So I'd hang out.
we haven't played with these rules yet, but you could assign a resonance to the person she just fed off of. So depending on their
I'm not sure what that is.
Well, we can walk through it right now
Oh.
if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending on their emotions and the conditions, so would we say this person was enthusiastic?
I feel
emotions and conditions. So here's like, would we say they are? There's one group: horny, happy, addicted, active, flighty, enthusiastic. Would we say lazy, apathetic, calm, controlling, sentimental, sad, scared, intellectual, depressed, grounded, or angry, violent, bullying, passionate, envious?
I mean, Kegstand Kyle's pretty chill.
Yeah. Like, I think he's cool for just a random makeout session. Like, I think...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, he might fall in the horny category just
because of his
but,
age and because we're
yeah.
making out? Yes.
Yeah, and general male hormones, but for the most part, he's just pretty chill.
Pretty chill. So we can give him what's called phlegmatic is his resonance.
Okay.
And until until I'm drawing a blank on until Anya feeds again, she actually has one higher dot in Auspex and Dominate.
There you go.
Ooh.
Nice.
Spectacular.
So
Yeah,
if she doesn't have those powers, she doesn't get them. But if she does have either of those disciplines, they spike in power for feeding off of someone that was calm.
I do have Auspex. And my...
So on your character sheet, under your Hunger and Humanity, there is a place that says Resonance, and you would just type in there that you fed off of someone who is phlegmatic, PHLEGMATIC, and just if you need to draw on an Auspex or a Dominate pool, it is considered one higher until you feed again.
My raccoons are angry and violent, just for the record.
Actually, animals do not have resonance. But they do. Feeding off of animal blood gives you a resonance for animalism and protean.
Oh,
that makes a lot of sense for him. But this also makes a lot of sense for me because I do have Auspex and I do have Dominant.
If you can feed off of horny, then you get sanguine blood, and you would boost your blood sorcery point.
Ew.
So depending
this is an amazing group for me to be feeding off of. This makes sense as to why this is my mala, because I also have the blood sorcery.
It's a bunch of college kids,
yeah. We are. I picked the right group.
One of 20 emotions all at one time. So,
anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just saw an opportunity there.
No, you're good.
Jump on those rules.
I didn't know how that worked, so
yeah, I'll shut up now.
I appreciate this because I was worried that you were about to get your retribution for being called a troglodyte.
No.
I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, technically, I was talking about all three of you, but Ronnie hasn't gotten upset at me yet, so.
I wasn't upset. I'm still looking up the word.
Ronnie's almost as smart as you, so she knows enough to stay quiet.
So yeah, I'd hang out with him for a while, make out with him, go to a second location, something like that, and then eventually, since it's I'm assuming it's not it's not Friday, right? No, it's middle of the week, right?
It's Thursday night.
Yeah, so I think eventually we disband around midnight-ish or whatnot.
Yeah, and also because given the time of year, it's getting to be finals week, coming up real close. So a lot of them they came out to get coffee and just unwind for a little bit and right back to the library.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go work on that medieval architecture final, but yeah, we'll catch up soon. Tomorrow.
Sounds great. We'll probably be here, and they just kind of motion to the library.
Yeah. So if I'm at the library, then I think we talked about me maybe go visiting my sire.
Sure. Yeah, he would be in his office.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
kind of go down the
up.
Other wing of the school.
Yeah. Knock knock.
Yeah, it's open.
I'd come in quietly and then shut the door behind me before I say anything. And kind of then once the door is shut, give a polite head bow kind of nod. And it's sir.
Anya. Wasn't expecting you tonight.
Well, didn't mean to intrude, but if you had a moment, sir.
Of course. And he's just kind of shuffles some of his papers over. How can I help?
She'd sit down. Canonically, he's kind of leaving town soon, isn't he?
He's been getting his affairs in order because he's kind of to the point now that people are starting to notice that he hasn't really aged all that much. So it's time for him to move.
Yeah. But also, he has the prince's
the werewolves
permission.
too. Yeah. Yep. The werewolves too are starting to like really wear on it because the university is contested territory.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as much as he loves researching why it's a magical like vacuum, yeah. So he's leaving town, but it's all on the up and up. But yeah, so he's like finishing out the semester or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so she's kind of
half
like
of his office is just in boxes at the moment. Like he's been slowly packing it up.
Okay. Yeah, so she's been released from him, but she still like defers to him because again, that's a clan thing. But she kind of is like, sir, before you leave, I had a few questions about political tones of the city.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, what do you mean?
How much do you know about the prince?
Enough to know that he's dangerous and not to be crossed.
Well, that I assumed was a given for any prince.
Yeah.
It's just that we've been voluntold to do something for him, and it seems straightforward, and now it appears that it's getting complicated and messy, and I'm not sure how complicated and how messy it's going to get before I can extract myself from it.
Messy because of something you did?
No. I have yet to put my foot in it as it is. However, I'm attempting to avoid that.
Are you able to give me details of what it is that you've been asked to do?
Do you want details?
Well, I don't really know how to help otherwise.
Okay. So if he's asking to like be in the know, she would tell him basically all of it because she trusts him over anyone else.
Okay. So he listens to you, explain what's going on, and he says, well, this isn't the first time that Honor has run away from him.
Mm-hmm. It is perhaps the first time she's run away because of a masquerade breach, though.
Yes, that is alarming.
And she's definitely entangled herself with the other side.
Yes. Both of which, if proven to be true, could very well be the end of her if she's brought before the judges.
Which I'm not going to have an opinion on. I am, however, concerned if the prince is going to... Would the prince hide this from the judges? Is honor important enough to him to do so? If that's the case, then I'm a witness, a loose end.
The prince has a reputation for being incredibly cruel, even to those he considers his favorites.
This is not comforting, for the record. And she's like, I am not his favorite, so I'm dead meat.
You can see that he's like trying to choose his words carefully. If she has indeed breached the masquerade, I believe the pressure from Venice is enough to keep him from covering it up.
I don't wish to force his hand by letting anyone else know, because then I will have a target on my back. But is there any suggestions you have for making sure that he does feel that pressure surreptitiously? She would use better words than I would, but basically she's asking, like, is there a way to, like, make sure that this pressure is known and that I'm not a loose end that needs to be tied up, but also like I don't want to get into more hot water by being the people who was like, your daughter broke the masquerade.
He hired you for a job. Do the job. That's all you
doing the
need to
job.
do. Do the job he asked you to do. Bring Honor back and let him deal with her.
Hmm.
Everything else, not your concern.
If it was just on my own, I would agree. But there's 3 wild cards. Which kind of like grumps a bit.
Yes. Again, my suggestion would be the same. Do the job, bring the girl before him. Let him decide.
Indeed. All right. Well, I was
You
really
are
hoping.
more than enough match for your friends. If they decide to be contrary. Arjun is no fool.
I was hoping that this would move me ahead in society, especially with your absence in the city. But now
you do the
I'm
job
just
for
trying.
the prince he asked you to, it should.
Feel like I got the short end of the stick here, and I'm just trying to come out clean at this point. I would then like get ready to leave and like put my hand on the doorknob and about to walk out, and then I'd be like, "Oh, sorry. Do you know what was the name of the friend that was also in the same clan? The Tess?
Yes, I do know of her, yes.
Anything I should know about her? May have.
She's changed her major 3 times in the last year.
She seems to have a poor lack of respect for one of our clan.
More and more common recently.
And she almost wants to be like young people, but like she knows she's like so far down the like hierarchy.
Darn kids.
Can't commit to a major. Yeah.
If you think that she is being a problem, mention her name to the judges. They will look into it.
And she thinks hard about that because like it's a member of her clan and she thinks she didn't appreciate the way she did things, and she also knows that like she's helping Honor. But at the same time, is that worth being mentioned to the judges about? So she might keep that one in her back pocket for a while. She's like, all right, well.
Like I said, do the job you were hired to do. Nothing more and nothing less.
Of course. And she like nods, bows, respectfully taking his words. Man, best of luck.
Do try to keep yourself alive.
And she gives like a kind of a coy smile. And this is like the only time where she's like kind of almost like towing the line. She's like, so far so good.
He nods and goes back to like he was probably in the middle of like grading finals.
Yeah.
Like when you got there.
Yeah. And he goes back to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so
he was no help, but that's okay.
So you guys have a couple of nights yet before Honor is supposed to arrive at SVT. Is like, would you like to meet up as a group somewhere? Like, what is the plan as far as that goes?
I think we should meet at my bar because I would like to discuss the JW option.
Yeah, I assumed we were going to connect up eventually at the bar.
I figured
like
the
after
pub as well,
hours.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
where the after party
Eduardo,
is.
like text all of them.
I can't text.
Like,
I'll have to have
you
Eduardo
have
do it.
Eduardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Eduardo. Like, send
I
out
don't
a
know.
message.
Did we trade numbers, people?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that
I
was
hope we did.
discussed, but
I'll ask Eduardo
Yeah.
to use his technogadgets to reach out to the group
And
and
this is why he's a troglodyte.
invite them to my
yeah. So everybody
my
gets
place
the
of
same
business.
text message that says meeting for drinks at Slancha.
Not for drinks, just meeting.
Meeting at Slancha. Okay.
Yeah, don't feed here, please.
I'd have to bring my own drinks. I hope that's okay.
ULB.
It's not okay.
Bring your own body.
You keep your flea-ridden bags at home.
There are no fleas at the sanctuary. Thank you very much. Only one bloodsucker, and that's me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So eventually everybody sort of arrives. Sort of not obviously all at once, but they kind of trickle in.
I would love
As
to be the
evening-
first one there. I would love
Okay.
to be the first one there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that like the back half of the pub is sectioned off.
Like fully half
Okay.
an hour early.
Like,
Yeah, like you've got,
like we're hosting a party, and then there's just gonna be
Yeah.
4 of us sitting.
You've got
in the
like a
back corner.
private room back there that you can.
No, I want to be. I want to be able to. I want to be able
to.
to. I want to be able to see the bar. So maybe if
okay.
maybe if there's a back room, like maybe it's like sliding doors or something, but we just leave them open.
Okay.
But
Sure.
but
Why not?
Eduardo will keep everybody away from
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah. And it's a Thursday night. I mean, I know it's Wisconsin, but it's a Thursday night. The bar's not super crazy busy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
which is easy enough to do. And first in is Ronnie, which would make sense because Ronnie was actually the closest anyways. So, you get there, Ronnie.
Hello.
I make sure she's shown to the back. Actually, do you come in with your cloak of shadows up, or do you just walk? Like you actually walk?
I
in?
just walk in. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you'd maybe like stealth around with the
Oh, with like a different face?
well, you just you look a little rough.
I've been learning some things
Oh, okay. About what?
about other people looking for the same person we're looking for, who I don't think are like us.
That was
More
going to be my next
official.
question. Like us, or like, and I'll point to the people who
I
are at the
didn't-
front drinking, or like them.
I didn't get the idea that they were vampires, did I? Although
Nope.
they seemed to know who I was, but
You talk to them?
or no. No. I followed them
Oh, where did they go?
towards the water.
You didn't follow them to wherever they were going?
Well, I did, but we didn't do that.
So do we know where they?
They made it after you followed them from where they left. They made a drive out to Jones Island.
Oh,
Is
that what-
interesting?
drove
is
to an
that
island.
is that where we went to before, Jones Island?
Yeah, that's where SVT is.
That's
Why
where
is everything
SVT is.
happening on Jones Island?
I didn't
So
write
maybe
the thing.
they do know. They seem to think I had information about the person that we're looking for.
Oh boy, Killian needs to make a rouse check. Thanks, Jasmine.
Being around Ronnie makes me hungry. Is that what I'm reading here?
Apparently.
Okay.
Do you remember
Like me.
being at the cage?
Ah, yes, I succeeded.
All right.
Okay. Okay. I don't really know what to do with that. Maybe Anya will. She's clearly
Yeah.
the thinker. So
I'm not a fan either way.
of Anya, I know. She's a pain in the
I was
ass.
gonna say.
Oh, of the situation. Look, I don't really care for any of you, but we've got a job to do.
Ronnie,
What?
I've only been
Do
polite
you
to
like
you.
me? Are we friends? Are we pals?
No,
Are we
you're
gonna
right.
Hang out now?
Friends might be a strong word, but
You have to make another rouse check.
what?
Yeah. Ryan got you this time.
Harsh.
That failed.
Okay. So as you're talking to Ronnie, you're expecting Ragnar and Anya to walk in, but instead walks Sean McGregor. And that kind of puts you off a little bit because his brother is currently in your basement.
Dun dun dun.
Why is everything going wrong for me all of a sudden? I'm getting hungrier.
It was Anya's turn last week. It's your turn this week, apparently.
I'm just here for the food.
Well, I tell Ronnie to make herself comfortable. I think I have to deal with something.
Comfortable? Okay.
You're just like,
I
in a
just
bar.
like
It's fine.
sit on a table. I like don't even sit in a chair. I just sit on the corner of the table and like look around. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Okay.
Can I walk in then?
Sure.
I walk
Actually, no,
in.
you would be the last one there because you're way across town. Like you're
Oh, okay.
on the west side of town. So actually Ragnar would walk in at that point.
Perfect.
As Killian is just coming out of a back room.
Hello, my
You see Ronnie kind of behind him.
tall friend.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Our friends in the back.
Which friend?
I motioned to
You
Ronnie.
Oh.
see Ronnie
Oh,
just
you
like
mean
in
Ronnie?
the back.
I'm
Sorry,
not even trying to be invisible right now.
See, I couldn't tell the inflection on friend what friend you were talking about. Now I know.
Oh,
What's the name of the pub
'Cause we're-
again?
Sláinte.
I vote Ragnar most likely to think of all of us as friends, and we just like, and he just doesn't know. That
I'm like
don't care.
the loyal puppy dog of the group.
How is my guest? The guy that just walked in. Is he like? What's he up to?
He went straight to the bar. He seems to be talking to your bartender.
Yeah, I'll go over and ask him if I can help him.
Do I notice
Okay.
Killian upset at all?
I'm not upset. Everything's fine. How are you?
Well, I'll try and
Yeah, so sorry, what was that, Jeff?
I was going to say on the way over, I was just going to try and intercept Killian and ask if he'd noticed a black sedan with tinted windows cruising by the neighborhood at all.
You had not, Killian.
No. But I'm going to be
All
honest
right.
with you. In my line of work, there's a lot of cars with tinted windows.
Fair enough. All right.
But Ronnie is on about something.
Okay. I'll go see if I can figure out what she's on about.
Okay.
Carry on, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell him the same thing, and be sure to mention that the car that they were in was a dirty brown beater with untinted windows.
was
so wasn't
dirty.
the same car.
Yeah.
It was
Dirty
It
brown.
looked like
not the same, like straight
it
out
looked
of
like
a
every horrible 80s or 90s undercover car.
80s cop movie. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
not
terrible.
subtle.
Terrible.
All right.
Well,
so
I have thoughts. I'll wait till Anya gets here though.
okay. So Killian, you go over to the bar and you can hear Sean is like animatedly talking to your bartender and he seems to like visibly upset. And he sees you and he's like, "Oh, hey, Killian, I didn't know you were here."
I'm always here.
There.
What's
You haven't seen Fabian, have you?
No.
He hasn't been to work in a couple of days and store's been closed. He hasn't been around. I don't know where he is. I can't get a hold of him.
Have you contacted the police?
I went over there, but they said that he hasn't been missing long enough yet.
Oh. Just like the police. Not doing their jobs. Well, we'll certainly...
You haven't seen him.
No. We'll certainly keep an eye out for him.
And like you can see he's really thinking for a second, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, we paid you, right? Like, we're good.
Yeah, we're good, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like really like just frantic, looking for his brother. He's like,
let me get you a drink.
I should really get back out there and keep looking, man.
I think you need to. Yeah, but you clearly seem agitated, and a calm head is probably better for things like this. So, have a drink. Relax.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion charisma.
I only got a 1.
Okay. He kind of is like, no, I really shouldn't, man. I got to get back out there and see if I can find something. But if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Please do. And if on the off chance I'm not here, you can certainly pass on any information to Eduardo.
He kind of nods. He's like, yeah, okay. I'll make sure to let you guys know.
Yes.
It's not like him to go missing like this.
No. I feel somewhat responsible. He is, after all, up to date on his payments. I'll ask around to some friends in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
I'm going to pat him on the shoulder, trying to be comforting.
Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like, Like, he's just too agitated to really, kind of take notice of it. And, eventually he goes back outside and heads outside. And Eduardo's like,
I'll go over. I'm just going to stop to look at the bartender. I'm going to be like, he wasn't abusive or anything to you, was he?
no, he's just asking questions.
Okay.
Seems very concerned.
All right. I say to Eduardo, if he comes back in, you make sure he talks to me. If you need to give him a drink or anything like that to calm him down, that's fine.
Okay, sure. I'll send him your way if he comes back in.
Of course. We're expecting one more, Eduardo, and then if you'd like, you can, make sure people stay away from the back of the bar while we're meeting.
Sure, you got it.
Okay.
And you head back by the other two, and then a couple minutes later, Anya arrives.
Hey, the gang's all here.
When she comes in, she's had this coffee cup this whole time, and it's like cold coffee in it now. And she sees Eduardo, and she's like, "Here, got this for you." And it's got like lip prints on it that like she's put it to her mouth a bunch, but she hasn't actually drank it. So she's like, "Here you go," and it's like a cold flat latte.
Extra foam.
Yeah,
That is now gone.
Yep.
Fully gone.
It's just like he kind of looks at it. And he's like, "Thanks." Boss
I
is in
would
the
have
back.
gotten you an ice one, but I didn't want the ice to melt. Long way. Anyways, here you go.
Right.
She thinks she's being very magnanimous instead of throwing out this random coffee.
Right. So like as you're walking to the back, the rest of you see Eduardo just kind of pick the coffee up and just kind of like drop it in the bin.
I'm so
And
proud.
all of you are making friends.
I thought you said we weren't friends.
Everybody else seems to care about making friends.
We need to be friends, Ronnie.
Why?
Because I feel like
We're just doing a job.
Yeah, but don't you feel like we're getting a little deep in it?
A little.
And eventually the proverbial shit will hit the fan, and then we'll want to be friends.
Actually, I'd rather just disappear if it's all the same to you.
I am not surprised by that in the least.
Sorry. I mean, you could kind of do that too. We could disappear in opposite directions.
Fair.
Make it harder for...
But we're not going to get ahead if we're constantly lurking in the shadows. And I smile at that. Because I think I made it funny.
Is that what you were doing in the
Anya
bathroom
drops
at
into
the
a
bar?
chair next to you guys.
In the bathroom at the bar. You know what we were doing in the bathroom at the bar.
I know.
Don't make it dirty, okay?
Gesundheit.
Too late.
Thank
The
you.
last thing we need is a, like, raging Anya. We just had to take the edge off her.
And I'm glad you were
Anya,
there.
you're
to
like
take care
there
of
for this conversation.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't like edging.
that. Okay. Anyway, you wanted to meet.
I'm sorry. I thought we were friends.
You fed. I can
Mm-mm.
tell. You have a healthy,
Cake stand.
healthy glow.
What was his name? Cake stand what?
Cake stand
Cake
Kyle.
and Kyle.
Cake stand Kyle. I was like, yes, I like Kyle. I like the taste of him.
Well,
Okay.
next time you could bring him along and
Yeah.
share him.
I brought Eduardo a coffee. I thought I was being kind already. Do you like them caffeinated?
I really don't care.
No.
I'm not a picky eater.
Me
Well, as soon
neither.
as you. Soon
Actually, you are my big friend.
Yeah, I definitely turned to him like, no, you are the worst.
Yes.
You're
It's-
the vegan at the barbecue.
It's kind of disgusting what you do.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
I did. I appreciate your sharing. Haven't converted me.
All right, so let's get down to business. We've obviously found out a lot of information, and I'm just wondering if we need to talk to Mr. Blue.
I think that's a good idea before we step in the shit, so to speak.
The plan.
I think we already have. Question is, where do we scrape it off?
Well, believe me, I'm the last person that wants to go and tell our superiors that we were defeated at the hands of a anarch, but that
We weren't
anarch.
defeated. We discovered them and we moved on. We are not sent after them.
We made a tactical retreat.
Oh, is that
Repositioning. Sorry, not retreat.
Is
Tactical
that what we're
repositioning.
calling it?
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Did you want to call it something else? I'm pretty
I
sure
would have
you had a
loved to-
thing about.
I would have loved for it to have been a victory, but it clearly wasn't.
I didn't say it was a victory. It
And
doesn't mean that
we don't need to candy
ran
coat it
away.
and call it other things like a tactical retreat.
Fair enough. We tried the element of surprise and got our asses handed to us.
There,
Now what do we
that's
do?
exactly it.
Lateral movement to a different part of the city.
All I'm saying is maybe we don't need to focus on that part.
Well,
was gonna
there is
say
a
maybe
lot of
we survived.
stuff we found out too. I mean, and some of it's a little bit like some people maybe are overstepping their roles.
Are we surprised though, really?
No.
Surprised, no, disappointed.
You're disappointed.
sure.
Anya
let
doesn't
them know
realize
you're
she's pulling the
disappointed.
whole like, I'm not sad. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed.
We'll be
Okay.
sure to let them know you're disappointed when we
Yes, I'm sure it weighs very heavily on
drain
them.
them all.
Yeah. I don't like that man at the rail yard.
Mm. Oh, Anya,
Oh.
speaking of the rail yard, and then I tell about all the FBI stuff.
The island seems to be a key here. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. What?
there's clearly
Unless-
more going on out on the island than we figured out.
They had like a very stereotypical 80s cop car, like the kind you see in old TV shows. And I'm wondering if maybe they're not really FBI. Because I tried to contact a journalist friend of mine, and he said he knew nothing about any FBI in the city. And normally he knows that kind of stuff.
But if they're asking around about, they're asking,
They're looking for me.
yeah.
And they are looking for honor.
Somebody's looking for me too.
Wait,
What?
what?
I
Someone's-
went to go see Chop at the
Do you
clubhouse.
people
and,
not make sure when you go back to your places of rest that you like make sure you lose tails and things like that?
Hey, I'm the hardest person in the world to find, okay?
What do you mean, you people?
Clearly not.
I was right in front of them and they walked right by me. So calm down. They don't know who I am or what I'm about.
They drove by. They drove by
They didn't
Ragnar's
drive by.
Haven.
No, that's not the same. I was there. That was a different car.
They all have tinted windows. It's getting a bit confusing.
No,
The
the
Dirty
brown
brown
car
one
didn't have
the brown car
tinted
didn't.
windows.
The brown car was just like regular, like 4-door,
Oh,
like
okay.
like
It's
an
a
old
old
Toyota.
Cadillac or something.
Yeah.
And the guys looking for me were walking. And
So
apparently
who-
they
do
had
we-
accents.
Do we know anyone that?
Accents.
Yeah, apparently I have an accent. I don't know what that's about. But no dude about it. They were looking for me.
I love it.
I feel like this is why we don't hang around hillbilly vampires. So if someone else wants honor,
Yeah, this is where I'm confused. Are you telling me humans were looking for honor?
I mean, they didn't seem like vampires, but
could they have been thin
You
bloods
didn't check.
I don't know.
like our friend
They
Ren?
were-
Well, and here's the thing that I'm confused about too. She's courting everybody else on the other side of the aisle. So who else could be looking for her that isn't them
Could they be
and
werewolves?
isn't us?
Could they be werewolves?
Why would werewolves be looking for her?
Why is this
Why would
getting
anybody
more
else be
complicated?
looking for-
Asking questions. Look, I'm not the best.
We're
at
missing a
talking, but
piece
I
of the
can
puzzle. I
try
feel
to find out what they want.
I feel like so if honor so let's with what we know, honor breaks the masquerade. And honor decides rather than go back to daddy and gets punished for breaking the masquerade, which we know he's sort of hard on people for, that she's going to somehow slip the city and gets involved with this guy down at the train yard for a free ticket out of town. But she's also dealing with the anarchs.
SVT doesn't use rails, it uses ships.
Oh, well then a ship out of town. And then she's dealing with anarchs who also seem to want to get her on side. They're certainly friendly to her. So can the masquerade breach bring down our prince?
What if the masquerade breach was a setup just to put honor in that position to make a move on the prince?
Anya's
Either
gonna
by
get
the anarchs or whoever. Anyways, go ahead.
No, as soon as you start talking about this, Anya is like, la 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 la. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many pieces of the puzzle of honor that we don't get. We need to bring her to him, or we. All right. I don't want to tonight. Do you want to? And she just says that over and over again. And she's
Okay,
like, I don't want
but
to
Anya,
tonight.
Anya, if
You're
we
kind
just,
of insufferable when
we-
you're not hungry.
if we can't be a step ahead, if we can't be a step ahead of this, then
Tonight, then.
maybe bringing us back makes us then expendable. Do you see what I'm saying? Unless
Yes,
we've
yeah.
figured out the next step, and then when we bring her
Had that
back, we have
conversation
some.
already.
Okay.
Had that conversation already. Apparently, if there is a masquerade breach, there's enough pressure that we are not expendable. But we want to make sure that we are not the ones who put that pressure on him, or it can't be traced back to us. Okay, so Prince has a daughter. Daughter did bad things. He sent us out looking for it. We need to tell JW. We need to tell some other people. I don't know. Maybe bring her back to the judges first, and then the prince. Point being is that this is above our pay grade. This is princes and stuff, and
Yeah.
let's just bring all the puzzle pieces and let someone else sort it out.
Is there any way that we can get a hold of whatever video was taken and potentially just send it to JW anonymously,
have no
anonymously on a
lead
burner phone or
We
something?
have no lead on that video, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And we don't know what puzzle pieces JW might be holding. If we bring him what we've got, he may have the other side of the story.
Can I look on
We don't know.
my Can I look on my conspiracy website and see if there's anyone on the message boards talking about vampires in the bathroom of the bar
Sure.
or any videos there?
Not around Killian.
Well, how far away do I have to be?
No.
And do you tell
You
me?
can do it around me. I just don't, because of what. Yeah, I prefer to be away from them. But you can actually.
Okay. What do I got to do?
Okay, so you're gonna look on your blog site thing? Is that what
Yeah.
you're doing here?
Is she
Yeah.
doing that
Okay.
on her phone?
Yeah.
Okay. It is encrypted, right?
I mean, I probably have different
I'm
phones.
assuming you
for
have
different-
burner phones because
Yeah,
you're of your
like-
profession.
I may not have a Haven, but I do have 2 points in resource.
If you need a Haven, you and I can come
So,
to some
like-
sort of agreement, probably.
I'm fine.
Okay.
But I have like 5 phones or something ridiculous like that. And I pull out the one that I sometimes use for the web, like making anonymous blog posts on the website and stuff like that.
Of course.
See if there's any comments in there, message board stuff, video links, anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, so with your like skills that you have, I would say let's see here. Roll me investigation and intelligence for this one. Yeah, I would say investigation intelligence. And you can give yourself a bonus for like it being part of your like work.
Oh, okay. So what? 1?
Just like a +1 for your modifier. Okay.
5.
You have 2.
Or no.
Okay.
3.
So
looking at the
it
wrong
takes a little while for you to like dig through all of the like everybody and their mother writes about vampires, and anything that's even remotely close to that, like of course comes up on your search. But like after a little bit of digging, you're able to sort of like cross-reference like there is a mention of the cage and some kind of attack or whatever that happened, and there's a really grainy video that you're able to get.
Mm. Ha 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 ha! Got it. Got it.
And as you hit play, you're able to see that you can very clearly see Honor's face. You can't see who it is that she is like. It looks at first like she's like sucking on their neck or something like that, like making out with them, whatever. But whoever it is that is like filming bumps into the door frame and makes noise, and Honor looks up suddenly and there's like blood on their face, and then the video cuts out.
Okay.
Do we believe there's enough evidence there that that's a masquerade breach?
It doesn't look good, that's for sure.
Is this the kind of thing that I could just anonymously send to JW on one of these phones?
No, I think
Yeah,
we could just
I would
take
think
that.
so.
Let's just take that to Mr. Blue. I know, Anya, you want us just to essentially grab on her and return her, but I would be curious to know, because that's not a lot of detail in that video. But we have like a man down at the shipping company that clearly knows about us.
Yeah. Do we take this to JW in the guise of an update?
Yeah.
Sure.
He did give
With-
you a card before you guys all split off that you can, like, that's got a number that you can contact him at.
So let's
Well,
contact.
we should also
Let's invite him to the bar, shall we?
Oh no, I don't want him here.
Why not?
clarify our guy Matt being not necessarily aware of us, but trained by.
He is aware of us though. Like he knew what we were.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to step on any toes, but
Yeah.
we're potentially working against an agent.
Yeah, of the prince.
One of the prince's allies.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's the most
So-
important information. It's like the prince is trying to get his daughter back, but the prince has a warlord who seems to be able to just like make a call to his friend and go, "Don't let her leave the town." And Bob's your uncle, right?
Yeah.
That would be beneficial. Makes our life easier.
Let's.
Yep.
Okay, contact Mr. Blue, and if he would like to meet here, then that would be okay.
Are you going to invite him in?
I mean, I can't, but you can. I can't call him.
You can't?
I can't call him.
Oh, call him. No, but you could meet him at the door and invite him
Oh,
in.
of course, of course.
Okay.
She's just messing around with the
So-
whole
Maybe like if he's
vampire
available
lore.
tonight, he could even come once we close.
Oh, I assumed we were pretty close to close, were we not?
That's fair.
It's like 1 a.m. right now.
There has been stuff going
Yeah.
on. Is Ren in the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you told her to go somewhere, she's still here.
But she's not up here where these people can see her.
No,
Okay,
she's
good.
down where you left her.
That's good. That's good.
Once we're done talking, since this is like the back of the bar and things like this, and Anya wasn't thinking previously before she'd fed and stuff. Now she's kind of here. She wants to get a vibe check on the bar. Wants to do a little.
Okay.
She just kind of
All right.
like run her hands over like the wall and the bar and things, and just kind of like watch him while she does it.
You're not doing your roll the eye back thing, are you?
Hmm,
You are.
maybe.
So why don't we take our break real quick and then we'll come back and we'll deal with that.
Oh, we'll deal with it. I love the face, Jeff. My name's Jeff.
Hi guys. We're back.
We're back, we're front, we're everywhere. It's fine. All right. So the plan is to contact JW.
Uh-uh.
thought we were fighting the werewolves.
I thought I was doing eye rollies.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're doing your eye rollies in the bar.
I want to know everything about my friend, Killian.
All right. So I believe you have to roll for that, yes?
It's either free or a rouse check. It's kind of like depends on how much info I'm getting.
It's free if the GM just pushes one on you.
Yeah, or if you say there's nothing.
I have a feeling some shady shit's coming out.
Yes, I'm regretting having this here.
Jay, roll me a d4. See which one of your secrets she gets.
Hold on a second. D4. I was not ready for that dice type.
It's in the toolbar.
Roll D4. That didn't work. There we go.
Oh, crit. She gets all the secrets.
I like that.
Okay, so
Roll a rouse check.
all right. Yes.
And it was like, I hope you get hungry, and I'm not bringing you a snack this time.
I did get hungry. Oh, it auto added it too.
Yep.
All right. So you kind of keep yourself to like the back of the bar while you do this so that none of the other people in the bar see it. But you call on your powers of premonition and you get a couple of images that sort of like flash through your head of an older woman, looks a little bit like Killian, and seems to be giving Killian instructions, but you can't hear what it is. Like, you can't hear what it is that she's saying, but like she seems to be giving him instructions, and he's very like, yes, nodding in agreement, and seems to have something to do with this bar.
Okay. So I get flashes basically of someone that I assume is probably a mom or an aunt or somebody related.
Probably older than that, but yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does Killian look like he does now, or does he look younger in the premonition?
Pretty similar.
Okay. Which, I mean, he's a vampire, so it could be anything. All right. Cool. That was totally worth getting hungry over.
I love that for you. Who's contacting
Sorry,
Blue?
did you say that you liked your... I like them caffeinated. Eduardo, did he drink it?
No, we threw it out.
No, I'm asking you.
You're asking.
I'm asking Killian.
You're not feeding on Eduardo.
I thought you said you didn't care.
I said no feeding in the bar.
I can take it outside.
Fine, anyone but Eduardo.
Oh, is he special to you?
Do we really want to go here?
I don't know. We're waiting for JW. What else would you like to talk about? Please, Killian, tell me all about your political opinions.
Why?
What's the matter? I thought you said it'd be good if we were friends.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about your mom?
I'm
Dad?
calling JW.
Oh, I thought we already had.
No, not yet.
Why?
Okay. So you contact JW, and he tells you that he can't meet you tonight unless you come to him over at the Baird Center.
Perfect.
Which is, it's not that far from where you guys are.
What is that?
So it used to be what's called the Mecca. And the Baird Center is actually like a big sporting arena. They do a lot of like basketball and indoor games like that there. A lot of concerts happen there.
Do the
It's a
Bucks
big
play
venue.
there?
I think the Bucks play there actually now.
NBA.
Awesome. All right. Will Eduardo drive us?
No, he won't. Why do you have to be like that?
I don't know, because you're boring.
I'm not boring.
Oh, then do tell.
You're just... Do tell what?
How you're not boring.
Get in the car. Let's just go. And talk to Mr. Blue and get this over with.
Spectacular. What are we going to talk about on the drive? And she like hops in the back seat like a princess, passenger princess.
Killian, you want to ride the bike?
You have no idea. But do I really look like someone who goes on the back seat, though?
You can sit on my lap if you prefer.
No,
I don't know we were that kind of...
No, thank you.
I roll down the window and I'm like, do you prefer that?
I'd pay money to
Are
see
you a
that.
hugger or a backpack?
Really? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Cake stand is very...
Cake stand Kyle.
Kyle, sorry. Cake stand Kyle is just... He's so chill.
Was he
It's
hopped
great.
up on drugs or something?
His personality
I will
is
ask next time.
overpowering.
I get in the car.
I'll let Ragnar right up front since he probably has longer legs than I do.
I think Ragnar's taking his bike.
I'm taking the bike.
Oh, no,
You can
I'll
take
ride
the
up
front.
front.
Yeah, please, by all means, you can talk to our passenger.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hmm.
Can you ask Killian how he's not boring?
No. I just turn around.
And we drive.
I feel like we're about to have a moment in the backseat.
As
Mom,
fast-
he's touching me. He's touching me.
As fast as possible without getting pulled over.
Okay.
Because I don't need
Yeah.
that complication.
So the Baird Center's not that far from where you guys are. If you
When we get there, is there a brown car?
Or a black car
you
with tinted
can-
windows.
I drive a
Or
black
even
car with tinted
both-
windows.
yeah, besides Killian's car.
Or two guys walking that sound Canadian.
If you're keeping watch while you're driving, you can roll awareness, I would say awareness wits, to see if you see anything
Oh
following
yeah, maybe
you.
we shouldn't associate with you because you're marked.
You don't know
Like
that.
you're not.
Ronnie told us they knew her. We know
Okay,
Ronnie's
so
good.
Ronnie's good. And
I got 2.
Ragnar's good.
I got 2.
Pretty
Okay.
sure Ragnar got a bestial failure, though.
No, it would tell you on there if he
Yeah,
did.
it would. So because he has
Well,
enough
so-
success, for that to be a bestial failure, he would need no successes and just that skull there.
Well, then what the heck? I've had like 2 or 3 successes, and it says I have some sort of whatchamahoosit
The beast?
failure.
Really?
Yeah, with the old character sheet, that was happening.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Successes and the beast.
Weird. Yeah, no, this character sheet tells you when you have a bestial failure, so okay,
So-
so you're all looking around. Anya's busy being a passenger princess and asking a lot of really like prodding questions. You don't see anything following you guys, and you don't see anything that like really matches that description. I mean, there's a lot of car with tinted windows in Milwaukee because it's just a thing, but none of them really like match the car that you saw.
Are your windows tinted?
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
On the motorcycle? That's good.
Yes, my windows are tinted, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to. We're edgelords. The windows are tinted.
Of course. Okay, so you all arrive at the Baird Center, and
Why is JW part of the sports?
I don't know. Maybe he
it's
has.
less so him and more so like
Maybe he
the
has a
judges meet here
contact.
sometimes.
Oh.
Who doesn't like a basketball game?
Who
I'm
does?
sure Giannis is one of us.
Okay, so you you enter in, and it because it's the middle of the night. There is no there's no game still going on here or anything like that, but there are a few like
Cleaning,
like
maintenance.
meeting halls that are open. Sorry, like meeting halls and venues that are still open in here because there's a lot of different things that happen inside the Baird Center. It's actually like 4 different buildings all connected with a skywalk. It's huge. It used to be called the Mecca, and you're let inside, and security takes you to like a side venue where it looks like they're either getting ready for something or like this room just seems like it was constantly in some sort of change. And JW meets you there and greets all of you, and he says, "What can I help you with? I don't see Honor."
We have kind of an update for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some information you might want to pass along, or I don't know, use your judgment. And I'll pull up the video and show it. to
Okay.
I want to watch him very closely while he does this.
Okay. So you watch, and like he watches this video, and his face doesn't really change that much. other than he gets like a little bit of a like scrunch with one eyebrow that seems mildly concerned.
Mm.
And he just kind of goes, "Oh, Honor." And he kind of looks at all of you and he says, do you have a lead on where she is at this point?
We do. It looks like
That's also complicated.
she's being moved out of the city by a shipping company where we ran into a associate, an underling of sorry, I have totally blanked on the warlord's name.
Rothel.
So a human who claims he works for Rothel and
Is in the know.
When you say that, he kind of gets like this really far off bored look on his face, and he says, "Oh, you're talking about Matt."
yeah.
Matt is not unknown to us.
Mm-hmm.
He is a necessary piece of the puzzle, if you were.
Okay, but
This
But
And
that's still
he's helping
puzzle.
Honor getting out.
he's assisting
Yeah.
in Honor's escape. He's
And he has
aware
Honor's
of
blood.
Yeah, he did take some of Honor's blood for payment, but he's also aware of Honor's connection to the prince. So we found this to be a bit of a
Complication.
and a little a bit of a hypocrisy
I like choke when you say that.
in that our prince's warlord is perhaps assisting the prince's child in escaping.
Anya's like
I
looking at
guarantee you Rothel has nothing to do with it. Probably isn't even aware of the fact that this is going on. He does not keep track of Matt.
So is Matt expendable, or you said he's necessary, but he's replaceable, is he not?
Yes. I would rather that you didn't, but
Or can Rothel just tell him not to get Honor out of the city? And we can just take her when she arrives.
we can, yes. It's a bit complicated with Rothel at the moment, but yes, we can do that. If we know that Matt is involved, then we know he can bring his dog to heel.
There is one more thing.
Anya's like just like
Just slowly dying.
I look at her with a grin that says, "You couldn't shut up in the back seat. I'm not shutting up now."
and I'm just make a grave digging.
We encountered an anarch within city limits that Honor has also
that has his attention.
that Honor
Okay.
has also been associating with. And although my knowledge of all kindred clans is still relatively minor, we do believe that she belongs we believe this anarch belongs to the ministry.
He kind of thinks
It
for a
was-
minute. He says, the serpents.
Yes.
What are they doing here?
And it hurts me to admit this. I do not believe her to be a child.
She's a formidable force.
She handed her asses to us, let's be honest.
Oh,
Yeah, even I go, "Don't."
He kind of looks at all of you and he says, well, if there is an anarch sniffing around in the city, that's a whole other problem.
We know.
And you say
we have an address. And
Honor
everything
is
for you if you'd
involved.
like. The
They're keeping her
anarch
safe.
seemed to believe that honor had been mistreated, and they sort of were acting as her savior. Of course,
Unless they set up the video in the first place.
we have no
What
sympathy
has
for
that wayward child gotten herself into? And when he says that, he says it kind of like, almost like an uncle would. Like
the pervy uncle or a good uncle?
No, not the pervy kind of uncle.
Like someone who cares but isn't actually a parent.
Like Uncle Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck.
No.
Uncle Buck's fantastic.
Can I try to figure out what wheels are turning in his head right now and what he might be willing to do to protect her, or?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me insight. Intelligence. See if you can figure it out.
Since we spilled all the beans, Anya's ready to be like, so now that you have the details and you can bring the warlord can bring his dog to heal, it's we're good. We got you all the information. You guys can take this delicate situation from there and deal with the mat and whatnot, and
Well, until we
still have
actually
to get
have
her.
honor, we don't have any.
Well, we know where honor's
Thing that
going
can
to
be-
be in 2 nights, correct? Am I out of here? 2
at this
nights?
point.
I think that's
I
right.
believe it's 2 nights, yeah.
Yep.
So in 2 nights we'll have honor. We know when and where she'll be. So, but we didn't want to step on any toes if our dear warlord has some claim to.
No, I can guarantee you that he probably doesn't even know that this is happening. And you can see, like, there's just like this air of annoyance when he talks about it.
Matt did say he takes blood as payment and insinuated that perhaps he had done this numerous times. Is that something that we should put an end to?
If that is what he's requesting as payment, no. Rothfull has this way of teaching his underlings, and blood is common in that situation.
Okay.
Just like a big sigh from Anya. She's like,
Just make a mental note never to give anybody my blood.
Especially Anya.
Choices.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think
ironically, if you gave him your blood 3 times and he just happened to give it to the same sick family member 3 times, you
That's
just forged a
correct.
blood bond.
that's correct.
Whoops.
Well,
Yeah.
technically, the first time the blood goes into a mortal, like they get, I believe they become. I
They
think-
they're like high almost.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
is it require a 3rd feeding to become a ghoul? I'm not sure, but anyway.
Only, but it can't happen with my blood.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
I can be
you
bonded,
make
but I
a-
cannot
you
make
can
bonds.
You can make a ghoul though, but you
Yes,
can't.
but I can't- I
you
can't do it to
blood
another
bond
kindred.
Another kindred. That's correct.
Yeah, so I couldn't have done it to the to the thin blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that that's an
Um,
option. Like we wouldn't do something like that.
Of course not.
Okay. Well, I feel like our work is done here. We just wanted to bring you up to speed, Mr. Blue.
Yes, I'm sure the prince will have many questions for her when she is brought before him.
So we'll move in force in 2 nights and get a hold of her and bring her back to you.
Very well. And the payment, as we agreed, will be upon completion.
I have a number of contacts and allies that might be able to handle the church that we encountered.
Oh, don't worry. Arjun will be incredibly curious to know that there is an anarch in the city.
So we don't Bernie the church.
but there are other ways, ones that don't generally involve local authorities.
Oh, okay then.
I was gonna say, is that part of our new territory? Because we're just like,
No,
That's all
it's
right.
across the river.
oh, okay. So that'd be kind of
It's
funny
across
if we
the
were
river
like,
from where you guys
"Don't
would
worry.
have your territory.
Well,
we'll burn it down later.
this
Whoops.
this has been a positive experience all around.
Got a little
Anya's
something on
not
your nose
laughing,
there,
but-
Killian.
Out of character, I entirely forgot that our reward is to be tethered to each other with this territory. I entirely forgot this.
That's why we're becoming friends.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, but once we have our own territory, like
And
people have to report to us in that territory.
Yes.
So,
But then we become
pretty good
equals in it.
thing. Well, we're never really equals. I mean, there's a lot that
I know.
separate us.
I know. It's okay, though. I will still accept you with all your flaws and all your troglodyteness.
Yes.
We'll just never be Facebook friends.
I could not even possibly be a Facebook friend.
I know. I've learned this about you. Eduardo and I, though, are going to be Instagram friends.
Okay.
Security will escort you out.
As we're, I'm like, I need to be very clear to you. I won't call you stupid or unimaginative or any of those other things that you believe yourself to be if you need to lay off on the Eduardo stuff.
And you're saying this to JW, right?
No. I'm saying this to Anya on the way out.
And she just kind of smiles a bit and she's like, oh, are you starting to get a little bit stiff and old in your vampiric age that you can't take a joke?
It seems stupid to me to keep pushing buttons like that. Just saying.
So out of character, I'm leaning into the disliked part.
No, we know.
And then
we know.
In
know.
character,
We're not taking any personal
she's-
offense.
No, in character, she's fully like, this is something I want to know why. I want to know why this is such a
Meanwhile,
thing.
Ronnie's just like with popcorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there are things that you value, and there are things that I value. And I'm sure
I
there's
know.
things that Ragnar and Ronnie value.
I'm
Sure.
just curious if it's that you don't like to share your toys, or if there's more to it.
Eduardo's more than a toy.
Oh,
So like a cousin or something.
Sure, Ronnie, let's call him that.
Great.
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eduardo.
and Anya is suddenly like,
The Irish
Wait.
Catholic Eduardo. I'm sure you're related.
yeah, and suddenly Anya's like, oh, I thought that you two were a thing. I mean, but if we're calling him a cousin, does that eliminate that in your mind? Or does that make it, she's like, do you keep it in the family?
Ew.
I'm just going to walk
I'm very
away.
She follows right behind and gets in your car. And she's like, I am actually more confused now. And I'm not trying to, I like clarification. I like straightforward. Can you give me the footnotes for this?
I value Eduardo as a servant and maybe even somewhat as a companion.
Okay. When you say that, she's like, oh, okay. Because she was like, I thought that she's like, I didn't know if he was from your before or if you were thinking sometime to make him
No,
one
he
of us.
was not from my before.
Hmm. Interesting.
And
And so she shuts
as
up
I'm
about
sure, as I'm sure you know, we can't make us without permission of the prince, of course.
I didn't say you would do it without permission. I said I didn't know if he would become. I don't know what
In
carrots
truth,
you
I
dangle.
In truth, I don't believe he's cut out for that sort of thing.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then when you say that, she then like turns her target and she's like, I would have thought that Ragnar was until he's like only eats raccoons. So, you never know. And he's on his bike. And doesn't hear this. But his ears itch.
I do have
I hear everything.
Yeah. I have some concerns about his eating habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It kind of was like the equivalent to like hospital food.
Oh no,
Like-
that doesn't even begin to touch it.
It doesn't make any difference to me. It just doesn't seem filling.
It's not what we are, right?
It gets the job done and it gets you out of the place where you're eating that.
It doesn't get the job done, though, really.
Well,
I don't know. He seems
There
pretty
are those
fine.
who like wield the power, like us, and there are those who do not. And their food.
and then when you say that, she like elbows Ronnie and she's like, did you hear that? We're in the group.
Yay.
And then she spends way too much time staring at Ronnie.
Ronnie stares back at you.
Yeah.
I'm watching the road, thank God.
Yeah.
At least somebody is.
I have to ask. No one's asked. It's been days, and I'm really upset that I'm the one who has to do it. And I honestly thought that the others who were less tactful would ask it. The scars, before or after?
Oh, after.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah?
Yeah.
Cool story?
It's kind of her curse.
Cool story, bro?
No, not really.
Oh.
She's an
I was fine and then I wasn't.
Oh.
Although there are other perks. Then I changed my face into somebody else.
Yeah. So
It's
why
still-
don't you do
it's
that
still
all
like-
the time?
It's still like shriveled on one side. Maybe some looks like Bell's palsy or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's why don't I do that all the time?
Yeah.
Only out of necessity.
What'd your sire look like?
Don't
So
know who
what?
it is.
You don't know who your sire
No.
is?
Nope.
What?
Is that weird?
That is weird. Who taught you about
Yes.
this stuff?
Nobody.
And then I exchanged a look with Killian and I'm like, that explains a lot.
I feel like I pick up on that.
And she'll finally
I'm
shut up and
pretty-
sit back.
I'm pretty good at figuring things out for myself.
Yeah, but this
Oh,
is a lot.
yeah.
No joke. Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's maybe a big deal?
Yeah. It just seems like
Look,
a
I'm
dick
trying
move
to be
make you
fucking
DIY
empathetic here.
vampirism.
You are?
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for you.
Well, there's no point in dwelling on it. It's already done. And besides, I got other. There are bad things that came with it. There's good things that came with it. I'm not too mad about it. Just deal with it as it comes.
Ragnar is missing out on the 3 assholes in a car.
Nope, no, I'm not.
He's just like,
I'm enjoying the wind in my hair.
Now,
I have to ask, do you stick your tongue out every now and then like a dog?
That's awesome.
just hanging out of the bottom of your
I don't
helmet.
stick the tongue out, but I open the mouth and it's like the leaf blower at the kid with the lips that go away.
Yes.
Catch a few bugs.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Free protein.
Little snacks. Yeah.
oh goodness. Okay,
Oh.
so where are you going?
Where are we going?
I just want to know how many bugs he has to inhale.
I
to
will
get-
drop them off
No
wherever
point
they
of hunting
want to
down.
be dropped off.
I believe the answer you're looking for is crazy.
So we meet up in 2 nights then and go after honor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of want
I'd
to go
eat
back
and
to
feed and
The alternative is to use our night off before we have to find honor. We could go check out the island. There seems to be lots going on there. However, I'm not sure that we need. I'm worried that it will act more as a distraction. Like it'll just be like, ooh, piece of candy over there, and we'll forget what we're doing.
That might be good if we kick the anthill and they're all running around and they're not looking for us, stopping Honor from leaving the city. If they're looking for her.
Well, there are Ronnie's friends that went out onto the island. There are a number of rumors about the island, isn't there? Like where vampires act funny out there or something.
Mhm.
Yep. If they get too close to the water, they act funny. And there's like
and
rumors of disappearances out there.
I don't know what
And
that all means.
Grant Park is out there.
I think it might be worth checking out.
Before we would go out there, I would contact my sire because he's been studying the university magic. And does he know anything about? Does he even have like a single tip to like not disappear?
So Team Huddle tomorrow night, we'll scope out the island a little bit, and then the night after that, we try to intercept Anna at the shipping company. Not Anna. Honor.
Yeah.
That was one of her fake names on the IDs was Anna. With an H.
Okay. So yeah, you guys all kind of go your separate ways then. It's getting to be pretty late at this point now. Sun's going to come up in a couple of hours, so you got to find somewhere to go.
I'm going to go back to Peggy.
Okay.
If
you head back to the shelter.
Is Ren using the slunches as a haven tonight? I'm gonna go check on that
for the night. Yeah, because you didn't tell her to do anything else.
No, I am going to make my way down to the basement where she is, and I'll even be so polite as to knock before entering.
You just hear, yes.
Can I come in?
Of course, it's your bar.
I know, but I mean, it's your room. For now. I just wanted to ask you a question about the Isle.
Jones Island?
Have you
what
been
about it?
Have you been out there?
Not recently. I tend to stay away from it.
Why?
I feel funny by the water.
That's what everybody tells me, but like what does that mean?
Kind of like a call almost. Draws you out to the water.
Like draws you to go out swimming?
Uh-huh.
Anything else about
There's lots of tunnels out there that lead back into the city.
What do you mean tunnels?
Like rain tunnels, drain tunnels. It's a big tunnel project that runs underneath the city where like rainwater would be safely emptied into the lake.
Drainage.
There's a lot of those tunnels out there.
Do people use
Goes under almost the whole city.
Do Kindred use those tunnels?
Some do.
Kindred that
I've used them in the past, but they're not safe.
Why aren't they safe?
Even for people like us.
Because you'll get washed out?
I mean, if it's raining hard enough, sure. But no, there's all these rumors of something stalking the tunnels, killing things down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Something like you and I.
They call it a monster. I don't know exactly what it is. Nobody does, really.
Where?
In the tunnels
They're
under
not
the
there.
in the tunnels under the island.
Yeah.
Anywhere
So
specific?
it's near where the island meets the river.
Of course, because of the drainage tubes.
Yep.
Okay, you've been most helpful, Ren. I'm glad I didn't kill you.
I'm glad too.
Yeah.
Just kind of like nervous.
This is going to go incredibly well, you and I.
Just want to be of help.
That's good to hear. And I'll leave.
Okay.
Very abruptly, just like, that's good to hear, and then turn and walk out.
Okay. So yeah, you all go back to your various havens for the night or for the day, and settle in, and then
Can
you're gonna meet
I-
back at the bar tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask Peggy if the FBI people came back and were looking for me?
Not today. They haven't been.
Okay. What did they look like? Did you get their names?
She kind of thinks for a second. She says, "Well, one of them, he's kind of short. He's got short brown hair and a weird mustache. And I think he said his name was Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a woman with him. She had long brown hair, and she said that her name was. Hold on, I'm on the wrong page here. Her name is Penny Cusack.
Have we heard the name Penny before?
It's one of Ronnie's.
Well, Penny
Names.
Isaacs is one of my names.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Penny.
Yep, exactly. She kind of thinks for a second, and she says, "Yeah, his name was Rick, Agent Rick L'Italian." So dumb. This like I'm not even kidding you.
Rick L'Italian.
Yeah, I put it in chat for you.
I love that.
Like,
The Italian?
The Italian. Yeah.
As in the Italian?
yep. I didn't make it up, dude.
Is he on the Italian job?
Now I'm even more Ronnie is even more convinced now that they're not real.
It's
FBI.
not real. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
Um,
thing better is if you'd been driving a Mini Cooper.
Yeah. And I am going to text my journalist friend and say, "Hey, it's Penny. Do you think you could run this plate number for me?"
Okay.
And give him the license plate number.
And he says, "Yeah, sure. It'll take me a couple of hours."
That's okay.
Okay. So yeah, he agrees to do that, and you guys all kind of settle in then for your sleep, and that's probably a good place to call it for the night then.
Sorry, before I go to bed, I'm gonna write a little note for the single mom across the street about the weird activity on the street, and maybe try to keep the boys inside for the next couple of days.
Okay.
There's strange
Sure.
lurkers about.
Mm.
Okay. Sure. You go
That
and
aren't
like
me.
You don't know
go
me,
and-
but I've been watching you.
Wanted to let you know
Just-
other people have been too.
Just leave like neighborhood watch.
Yeah,
Sign it neighborhood watch.
your friendly neighborhood raccoon handler.
Here, I left you some food too.
You know, it never occurred to me, but you're
God.
like the creepy man across the street with all the raccoons.
And some of the females are in heat, so I got to make sure I put on some Barry White and let
Oh,
Larry
God,
out of his
no.
cage. So I got to keep the herd up.
oh god.
Oh boy.
What do you do with all the raccoon corpses?
Oh, they're easy. You just can throw them out on the road like roadkill, right?
Yeah, roadkill. There's lots of dogs that'll eat them, or cats, or
Yeah.
there's a river.
I just
can
love
throw 'em
this
in.
concept that like this mom moved into this neighborhood or whatever, and she's like, man, There's a ton of
So many dead raccoons.
All these freaking trash pandas.
Well, tune
I
in.
haven't had any
tune
trouble
in
with them
next
in my
Tuesday.
backyard, but oh my god.
Tune in next Tuesday for more roadkill stories and dead raccoons. Or come by Sunday and watch us play Castles and Crusades. Of course, as always, check out CanadianDice.ca. Use the code OMRD on checkout to get 15% off your entire order, or head over to Patreon and sign up for the Mystery Dice subscription.
Hamburger dice, hamburger dice.
We're gonna launch a raid. We're gonna raid into Mr. Mephisto. They're playing vampire over there.
Yay.
Good session, everybody. We'll see you next time.
For sure.
Bye.